Something felt wrong, but no one said a word.
A quiet room, a warning unheard.
Smiles too tight, a laugh too forced.
Every instinct said,
Change your course. The vibes were off.
The lights were low.
We missed the signs. We should have known. The vibes were off. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Vibes Were Off.
I'm Meg.
And I'm Catherine, and I am here to tell you the exciting survival story of Cassidy Poarch.
I like that last name, Poarch.
Yes. She is a badass woman, so we will give her all of the credit that is due.
Yay, let's get into it.
Okay, to tell you our survivor story, we have to start at the beginning. Trigger warning for assault and family violence, including a child. The morning of June 3rd, 2024, police received a 911 call from a man reporting a woman hiding on his deck in his pool box. Like where you keep your pool supplies? Just wild. The look on your face is wild.
Oh, sorry.
She was hiding on the deck, yes.
Yeah, I was like, words come out of my mouth. What?
Yeah, that's crazy. Police responded quickly, drawing a gun on the suspect and instructing them to come out quickly. When a small, dirty, shaking woman popped her head up, police ordered her at gunpoint to come down the deck stairs and get on the ground. Blue vape in hand, she did.
She had a vape in her hand.
She did.
Sweetie, put the vape down.
Put the vape down. Though slower than the officer probably wanted. Murray County Sheriff's Deputy Logan Weaver quickly cuffed her, ignoring her cry of pain when she said that her wrist was broken. But
okay,
he's just securing the scene.
Yeah, I'm waiting till we get a little further along before I pass judgment because sometimes I too soon,
too quick.
Yeah.
But with the scene now safe, he walked her down to his squad car, all the while asking her how much she had to drink. She responded saying that she had drank the previous night, but she was not currently intoxicated. He didn't believe her, continued questioning her, calling her a liar, and saying that she smelled like liquor and had to tell him the truth. He loaded her in the back seat and asked her what she was doing in the neighbor's pool box. She responded that she had to because he's really good at looking.
That's terrifying. So this is a neighbor.
This is a neighbor.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And did the neighbor who called the police, did he recognize her when she came out?
Yes.
And he wasn't like, hey, that's my name? Okay.
Don't worry.
Because that's what I'm confused about right now.
Yep. So she began telling this unbelievable survival tale, complete with assault, attempted murder, darling, murder. Attempted murder via drowning, choking, and kidnapping. So she was softly crying and complaining of pain. She couldn't even get much out. She was just like softly crying. She was also terrified that her attacker would find her any minute.
Yeah. I mean, at least you got to know you're in the back of a police car, so hopefully you're safe.
She is terrified beyond like normal comprehension.
Yeah.
She was sure she could hear the rumble of a truck almost the entire time she was being questioned. Her head hurt, and she was sure her collarbone was broken, and she couldn't move her right arm. After several tense moments of her still being handcuffed in the back of a police car, the police officer checked her head, then quickly released her from the handcuffs and began to gather details about what had occurred that night.
So it's pretty obvious something terrible has happened to this woman.
She has a giant 3-inch gash in the back of her head.
Okay, so we're calling an ambulance now.
Yes, definitely calling an ambulance. It's important to note Cassidy's appearance here and kind of why the officer was so, stern with her. She's barefoot in a t-shirt and shorts. Her hair looks wet and she is bruised all over. Her body is trembling and she keeps wildly looking around.
Like she looks like she's on something.
She does. But she does say when she's being questioned by him walking to the cruiser that her attacker poured liquor over top of her.
Like he was going to set her on fire.
Well, he's going to set her on fire, or she's drunk. Why are you listening to her?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Also, though, and not to be insensitive to her, but you've gone through all this and you're still holding on to your vape.
Yeah. That was like the security blanket, that vape.
Girl.
Well, it would turn out she had endured a 2-day torture session doled out by her fiancé, Nick Cargain.
Her fiancé?
Yep. Police had been out to the house Cassidy and Nick shared multiple times over the months and years they were dating and engaged, both accusing the other one of domestic violence. I was unable to find any court record of the previous arrests, but law enforcement was familiar with both victim and perpetrator.
That's really sad.
Cassidy explains that an argument started over her phone and the fact that she was unwilling to give it to Nick. He became angry and started yelling at her and pushing her around. Over the next night and morning, he would repeatedly assault her and try to kill her. She details how, when she tried to run out of the house to get away from him, he caught her by the shirt and drug her back into the house, into the kitchen area. He ripped the shirt off of her body, then climbed on top of her, put his full weight on top of her body, wrapped his hands around her neck, and squeezed as hard as he could. When she tried to fight back and get him off of her, he began slamming her head repeatedly into the tile floor.
Is that when she got that gash?
That is. So after she passed out, he presumably got off of her. Who knows what he was thinking, but I'm pretty sure he thought he had killed her.
Yeah, that'd be a fair...
But Cassidy was able to get up. She went straight into the shower to wash the blood off of her. She recalls stumbling into the shower and Nick following right behind her, just screaming at her the entire time.
Like, I know she's had, like, a brain injury, and this is, like, a very traumatic thing, but to be so confused that you go to the shower to, like, rinse off rather than, like, try to escape with your life.
Right, it's tragic. Yeah,
Crazy.
Absolutely. So another argument began in the bathroom because the next thing Cassidy remembers is Nick forcing her head into the toilet bowl and holding it down so that she was drowning. She said this went on for about 2 or 3 minutes, Nick forcing her head down, then letting her up to take a gasping breath, and then forcing it back down again. I can't imagine.
No. My biggest fear is drowning. That and getting trapped in an elevator. So
those are not even close to the
I
same.
know. Those are my two things that I'm scared of, though.
That's it.
Yeah.
But in the toilet bowl, to go out in a toilet bowl.
That's awful.
So other injuries she sustained from this attack stemmed from Nick kicking a heavy table onto her, something that actually hurt Nick's ankle. That will be important in a bit. He also took the back of an axe, like the blunt part, not the sharp part, and slammed it down on the back of her hands. Something Cassidy said he had actually done before, and she had the scars to prove it. Her fingers were broken and misshapen from the injuries, like healed, broken bones and deformed fingers.
Why would she stay with this man? I get it. Like,
it's tough.
It's really tough to get out of those situations. Yep. It just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because, like, in our position, we're like, why wouldn't you just leave?
Right. But then, if you can't get out or if you fear he's going to kill you, then you just stay and it keeps going. It's an awful cycle. So while Cassidy was taken to the hospital, Nick was being questioned. He said that he had no idea how Cassidy got hurt, and the last time he saw her, she was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? She was great.
Really casual.
She was going out for a jog. She was doing great.
Men.
He even detailed that Cassidy got up in the middle of the night, around 3 or 4, to get a drink of water, and she was great. She had no injuries, and they even said I love you to each other before they went back to bed.
Sir, you're not even trying to come up with a story that sounds believable.
No, it's just complete narcissism. I'm going to ignore everything.
Because you know what she looks like, right? So for you to be like, at 3 or 4 in the morning, she was completely fine.
Yeah, not a single scratch on her.
Come on.
So Nick said that she had a tendency to run away from the house and accuse him of domestic violence, but he hadn't ever laid a hand on her.
Not ever. Not once.
So why was she running out from the house? And there's more details that are going to come out later, but this was a well-known secret, quote unquote. Everybody in the neighborhood knew that he was beating on her.
Right.
And the cops had been out many times before, but it's like a he said, she said, and it just, that's it.
That's the unfortunate part of instances like this. Like, somebody has to die until something stops.
Yep. Note here, he was questioned in front of his red, shitty, beaten up, jacked up Dodge Ram. That was the truck that Cassidy was so afraid of. And it was loud.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense. He also had a white BMW, so do with that what you will.
Only douchebags.
Just like, sorry if you own a BMW. I'm sure you're amazing. But this guy sucks.
Yeah, if you're a woman, totally fine. If you're a man, I don't know. Just get a different car.
Try a Chevy or something. I don't know.
Something
Ford,
else.
Subaru, honestly.
Even a Tesla.
Ooh, a Tesla would be good.
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to turn into a car podcast from now on. We're just going to talk about engines.
We are highly unqualified
tires. I can change a tire. It'll be fun. We'll make a TikTok about it. It'll
Absolutely
be great.
Not.
Okay. So the police checked him for offensive and defensive wounds, not finding anything that was visible, but he was limping. And
why you limping, Nick?
Oh, you got an owie? Uh-oh. When asked about this, he said that he had rolled his ankle on the stairs a couple of days ago.
He just rolled his ankle.
Yeah, just walking out of the house. Oopsie.
He's clumsy.
That's it. Just clumsy boy. He actually had the nerve to say, I'm paraphrasing, but see, that even proves more that I couldn't have been the one to hurt her. I can barely get around, let alone chase someone down.
I got an owie.
I can't hit her because my foot hurts. My hands don't work.
Right.
He's an idiot. Deputy Weaver asked to go inside the house, but Nick declined unless they had a warrant. Which I'm not saying is sus, but...
No, that's suspicious.
A little bit.
I mean, I guess if this stuff happens all the time.
Right.
Like, maybe you don't want to incriminate yourself, but it makes you look guilty.
Yep. So the Deputy Weaver just stood out there and talked to him for a while and, like, really did the whole bro thing. Like, I know, man, she pissed you off, but you got to let me see in the house, and that way we can leave. Like, I don't want to tie you up any longer than I have to. Just let me see inside the house, and I'll be out of your hair, and you could just go on pretending like whatever. But he agreed to let the officer in.
Oh, that's good. I was like, did it work?
It did work.
That's usually all you have to do with narcissists.
Right.
Oh, man, I know. Women, right?
She's crazy.
Always
she probably
you...
hit herself.
Right. Let me come in and we'll prove that.
Right. Yep, it worked. So Nick kept them in the main areas of the house, showed them a bathroom, and looked dirty, but nothing crazy. So they were like, hey, do you have any other bathrooms here? And he said, well, yeah, I got one in my room, but it's broken. You can't go in there.
How is it broken?
And they were like, but we need to see it.
But he doesn't have to show them.
He doesn't. They don't have a warrant at this point. So they were like, okay, cool. Like, I guess we'll wait. They had applied for the warrant, so they were just waiting for it to come through. Shortly after that, police placed Nick Cargain under arrest for assault because there was some other stuff in the main areas of the house, especially in the kitchen where they found some blood.
It's good that he got arrested so that he didn't have any time to like clean up. Yeah.
While he was transported to the county jail, the police continued their search of the home and of the neighborhood. This effort was further delayed when Nick told the police there was a giant snake out of its cage somewhere in the house. You could see on the police body cam footage, they were like, no snakes, like, we're not about this. And so the police are kind of like tiptoeing around and they're scared.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. As with everything else Nick has ever said, that was a lie in another desperate attempt to keep law enforcement out of the house. They would soon find the small snake safe and sound in its tank.
Oh, okay. Tiny snake. So at least they did have a snake.
There was a snake, but he made it out like there's an anaconda roaming around here.
Watch out.
Right, and he's hungry.
He's probably in my bathroom, so definitely don't go in there.
He's definitely in the bathroom. That's good. So a group of detectives fanned out into the street where they found many concerned citizens looking to get an update on Cassidy. You see, they all knew Nick beat on her, with one resident saying they all kept an eye on her to make sure she wasn't too hurt.
Okay, so my question again, why did this man call the police? I mean, okay, call the police because somebody you don't know. But when you saw it was her, why let them treat her like that when you know who
Yeah.
it is and you know the history?
I don't know why, because I'll tell you a little bit more
Okay.
when we go on.
You're like, there's stuff. I just can't
There's
say
more.
it.
I mean, it is confusing, but yeah, it is confusing. This like herd mentality of this man beat on this woman, and like as long as she's not too hurt, we'll just let it keep going.
Right. But again, I mean, what can they do if she's
Right? She's not leaving.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Another neighbor told police how Cassidy ran to her door banging and screaming on it for help that morning, but she was gone before she was an elderly woman, before she could make it to the door. And she didn't have time because that truck was coming, so she had to keep moving.
Oh my gosh.
And then I said, also, for what it's worth, the homeowner of the house where Cassidy was hiding in was, semi-quasi hero. He told police dispatch that he had a gun and he wasn't going to sit there and let that girl get beat on. So I guess he let her just hide in the box. But not enough information was passed on to dispatch.
Yeah, because who called the police?
The homeowner.
But he was like, I'm going to protect her while she's hiding in. That's what I don't get.
Yeah, because the call made it sound like there was an intruder on his deck.
But he
was protecting her.
Oh, got it. So
Right.
it's just maybe some miscommunication
I think so.
and things happened too quickly for him to be like, no, she's the victim.
Exactly. So the police also spoke to Nick's mother, who admitted that she had never met her future daughter-in-law. Weird.
That's suspicious.
Right. She did say that Nick had some problems with women, and that he's had issues before, saying she couldn't defend him because, yeah, he's been bad to people before. Women.
This sounds like a very complacent mother.
Yeah, she seemed exhausted because she did look genuinely sad when she was told of the extent of the injuries to Cassidy, because that's what she asked. She was like, what happened? Like that all like, ugh, did she call the police again?
What did he do this time?
Right. And so the police was like, no, she's really injured. And she was like, oh no, like, I can't believe he would do that. But she's like, I can't defend him. He's done this before.
Right. It all stems from somewhere, right? And so it sounds a little bit like this mom has just let him get away
with stuff
his whole life.
Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Cassidy, joined by her mom, was getting staples for a deep 3-inch gash on the back of her head. She was covered in bruises and scrapes from her ordeal and her run to freedom through the wooded areas. Detective Dale, a.k.a. Tiny, came to her hospital room to get the rest of her story. Tiny is a giant of a man, as most Tinies are.
Yeah, I'm like, that keeps coming up. Tinies that are giant.
Yeah, exactly. So Tiny's there. He's like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. So she explained to him what happened, but had a few additional shocking details. He asked her about a gun they found in the home, and she confirmed he pressed it to her head and told her he was going to kill her. The gun was pressed so hard into her head that there was blood on the barrel.
Where was it pressed in her head?
Her temple.
Okay.
Like the side of her head.
I mean, that's awful. But and it's also crazy that wasn't mentioned initially.
Right. Well, there's just so many other injuries.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's another one.
This poor girl.
This one, trigger warning, is upsetting. Tiny also asked her about a clothes hanger they found in the room that had some blood on it, to which she confirmed that she was pregnant and Nick had attempted to take care of the problem.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. So he is a monster.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to that pregnancy. I didn't find any records of her having a child after this.
Yeah.
So, it's
wow.
Very upsetting. Then she took painfully slow, detailed accounts to the detective of all of her wounds, both old and new. It was a lot. She was just beat up. She had scars everywhere. Her fingers and toes were misshapen. Like, this is crazy, like, torture. But then Nick was charged with kidnapping and bodily injury, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, terroristic threats, family violence battery, 5 counts of family violence, aggravated assault, and child cruelty in the 3rd degree.
Good.
If you're a little confused on the last count, I can clear that up right now. Nick's 11-year-old son was inside the home and witnessed the entire violent assault.
Oh, no.
The entire thing. He watched it all. Cassidy would tell the police that Nick had made his son watch the abuse, saying, quote, "It's time to grow up, and it's time you see this."
I'm just shocked that there was an 11-year-old in this house.
He watched everything, because this is how men are supposed to treat women. That's what he was teaching his son.
Oh, my gosh.
This is how you take care of women. This is how the cycle continues.
I pray that boy, I forgot what year we're in when this is happening, but
This is 2024.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's now.
So he's still got time. Like, let's get him into some really good counseling.
Help. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's also painful to watch the police footage, so they did interview this child. The child claims he was sleeping and didn't hear a single thing. Is like a little parrot of his dad. He was like, I didn't hear anything. Nothing happened in this house. What are you talking about? So when Tiny brought that up to Cassidy, Cassidy said that Nick had clearly coached him on what to say.
Right.
And that he's going to stick up for his father no matter what.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And he has seen what he'll do to somebody, right?
Right.
So I'm sure there's like a little bit of fear there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're going to do whatever this guy says. Mm-hmm. As the prosecutor prepared for trial, there were some interviews between Detective Tiny and Nick. When asked about the blood all over the home, he said, quote, "There's always blood in that house."
No, that is not an appropriate response.
It is not at all. And no, that's not normal.
That's not a defense. Like,
No.
Well, there's blood everywhere all the time. That's just how our house is.
Right. Like, what is in your home that is causing so much blood?
You.
Right. Beating on a woman.
Right.
Yep.
Which I guess he thinks is normal. So.
Well, clearly. Well, and there's so many people who know what's going on.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's happening and nobody's protecting Cassidy. When asked about the bathroom and the obvious signs of a struggle, he said, I know this is going to shock you. It always looks like that.
No, again, it doesn't.
No. This is like the original answer to beat all answers of, no, that's fine. It's normal.
Yeah, it's either I don't know or I didn't see that or it's always like that.
Right.
Because what else is he going to say?
Well, there's no actual defense here, so
Right.
He's just going to play stupid. The bathroom was completely dirty. There was clothing everywhere, a missing tank lid, and the toilet seat was ripped off and it was in the shower. Now, I told you Cassidy went to shower right after she was knocked unconscious, but police actually suspect that Nick might have used the seat to try and strangle Cassidy in the shower.
Would not surprise me.
Yeah. And crazy, like, so much stuff happened to her. She didn't even tell all of it.
She couldn't even remember all of these things.
Because it was overnight, and he had forced alcohol on her, and that was crazy.
And she had a head injury.
Yeah, and a massive head injury. Grossly enough, while they were inspecting the toilet, they noticed that there was urine and feces in the bowl where Cassidy was almost drowned. And they're sure it was deliberate from him.
Yeah.
Gross.
Just as demeaning as you can make it.
Absolutely. It was just another awful detail of her ordeal. The detective was fantastic. We love Tiny. We are a Tiny stan.
This is a good Tiny.
Yeah, this is the good one. As he interviewed Nick, so he mostly let Nick just talk and incriminate himself.
Good.
As most narcissists, he couldn't shut the fuck up. So he just kept talking, even though his annoying voice was telling on himself. On top of just plain looking like an idiot, Nick claimed that he was making Cassidy leave the house, as evidenced by the half-packed suitcase.
So is he claiming he did all this to her because he was trying to get her out of the house?
I mean, I
Maybe.
think so, a little bit. I don't think he ever, like, has a reason why he's doing this.
Right.
But he was like, she's leaving anyway. Like, look, and that's where, by the way, they found the hanger was in the suitcase.
Right. So we're pretty sure she didn't pack that suitcase
She's not
herself.
packing the suitcase. I presume that he was throwing her stuff in a suitcase to throw her out of the house. I think
He was once maybe that didn't work out, then he was putting stuff in there that maybe he was going to get rid of.
yeah, that could be it too. He said over and over, some version of this next line, that he was making moves to better his life and was on an upward trajectory, and Cassidy was not. He didn't want to be tethered to someone who was so obviously a loser and had nothing going on in her life.
So leave.
Right.
Just leave then.
He would say that over and over. I was just like, no, I'm doing good in my life. I'm finally on the right path. She's dragging me down. She's awful. Like, she's got to go. Did you see that I'm, working at this new place and then I'm making a lot of money and I'm doing really well in life and she's not. Like, he was just talking the whole time.
This has nothing to do with anything, first of all.
Right.
And if that were true, then you would have just left. Or you would have, made her leave.
Right. It's your house.
Right.
Make her leave.
No, I don't buy it.
No, he just wanted to, smear her name a little bit more. But he would actually, say this to Tiny. It felt like he was trying to get him to agree with him. He was like, yeah, you see how great I'm doing, man? And you see her? Like, what a loser. And then Tiny would just, dead stare at him. And he's like, yeah, man, right? Like, you agree,
Just
right?
keep repeating it.
Yeah, like, man, do you see? And so Tiny was just writing. But, yeah, Tiny was on top of it.
I love you, Tiny.
And he let Nick sit in some, awkward silence for a bit just to,
Keep him talking.
Exactly.
Yep.
So Tiny eventually asked him, because, they stripped him down and checked him for more offensive and defensive wounds. And he had many, many scratches on his chest and back. So when Tiny asked him about that, Nick, no shocker here, tried to feign confusion. But when he was pushed, he was like, oh, yeah, that's just from sex. Like, the scratches, you were like, what are you talking about? I don't got no scratches, even though, you could just look down. You see scratches on you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What? No, that doesn't make sense. Remember my ankle? I rolled it.
Yeah.
I can't get scratches. I rolled my ankle. That's ridiculous.
To say, oh, sex. You could have.
I forgot sex.
You could have said anything, but you went with that.
Sex.
Okay.
He actually went on to explain that he and Cassidy did OnlyFans. Which,
did they?
Doubt it.
Okay.
No, I didn't find any evidence of that.
Yeah, I feel like that would be easy to prove or disprove.
I was like, yeah, it's just kinky sex for OnlyFans. And they were like, pull it up.
Yeah, show us.
But he was like, well, you got to pay your $2.99 first.
I'm dead.
Great. So all in all, the police found in the home 2 guns, a tomahawk, multiple knives, the broken toilet, the hanger, ripped clothing, a shopping bag full of vomit next to the toilet, and so much blood.
Oh.
There was overwhelming evidence of his brutal assault. Now, we're in prison, and, Nick is a narcissist, loves to talk, right? So he did himself no favors. I'm unsure if he was unaware that all of his prison calls were being recorded, but alas, they were. He had a friend, in air quotes, air bunnies here. I can't find his name, or I would totally love to call him out because he's a douchebag. But this friend called him regularly to try to help him. He was the one that actually informed Nick that he was looking at a possible life sentence for the terroristic threat. So he's like, dude, you gotta, you might do life. And Nick was like, oh shit, I can't do that. That's crazy. He was like, yeah, it's a terroristic threat. And he was kind of going through the charges with him and explaining what his public defender was doing, right? Nick responded saying, quote, they can't prove I said anything. which is always the calling card of the innocent.
Oh, yeah.
They can't prove it.
No, they obviously can, or they wouldn't have charged you with it, right? They collect evidence before they charge you with things, so.
Right. Just crazy. Nick was also pressuring this friend to get Cassidy to sign a form that Nick believed would drop all of the charges against him. He encouraged the friend to get her to sign it because he wasn't about to spend 10 years in prison for something that he didn't do.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, and it's recorded. Like, now there's evidence of you doing this.
Solicit someone to go harass the person that you
assaulted and almost killed. Yes, because he believed, like, it's recorded. I listened to it. He really believed. He was like, get that bitch to sign it. She'll do it. Just tell her I said to do it. And they're like, oh, it'll drop all charges. And this friend was like,
no, it won't.
Well, it's not Cassidy doing the charges. It's the state. And he was like, well, she wouldn't have let him, to the house and told him and all this stuff, then I wouldn't be here. And he was like, all right, man, well, I'll keep trying. The friend promised he would keep it Cassidy until the situation was resolved.
This friend should also be in prison.
That's what I said. I was like, let's go round him up.
Yes.
He ended the call with, love you, bro, and gave him phone kisses. Like,
I hate that so much.
Just bro to bro phone kisses from prison.
Maybe they were a little more than bros.
It sounds like it. I mean, but this is also the only person who's stuck by his side.
And he should not have.
Shouldn't have. Hitched to the wrong wagon.
Yes.
So thankfully, Cassidy would eventually block this friend. But even more disturbingly, in other jailhouse calls, this friend got on. He's like, hey, she blocked me, but they said the actual names, but it was his mother and his sisters and female friends. He was going to use them to try to trick Cassidy to get her to talk to him again.
What a disgusting pig.
Mm-hmm. Well, because she had to sign the papers. Because if she didn't sign these... By the way, these are magical papers that will do nothing.
He made.
He just, assumed in his dumb brain that if she signed these, he's going to walk out free.
Right.
So he's like, you have to do whatever you can to get her to sign these papers. They don't do anything.
Sir, that's against the law. So this
friend... And he had a no contact order. Right. And that includes your friends. You can't send your friends.
You can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously it wasn't going to do anything. Even if it existed, the state was the one pressing charges, not Cassidy. But during the trial, Nick's 11-year-old son, a neighbor, and the Murray County Sheriff's Office deputy, Logan Weaver, testified on behalf of the prosecution.
Oh, so the son finally...
The son testified, against his father.
Good.
He was quickly found guilty. And during the sentencing phase of the trial, that jailhouse friend testified on behalf of Nick and begged the court for leniency. Please don't take my best friend.
Who is this man?
I don't know. I could not find his name.
And how sad is his life that this is the only thing that he has, apparently.
This one woman-beating idiot.
And I'm convinced there's got to be something deeper there. Because you don't do that for a buddy.
Right.
That's odd behavior.
He pled to the judge saying Nick was such a great guy and vouched for him and, yada, yada, yada.
Not my best friend would I do that for if they did something like that.
No. But the judge disagreed vehemently and sentenced Nick to the maximum possible for all 10 counts in the proceeding. Do you want to know what he got? How many years?
I do.
Total time in jail ended up being life plus 25 years.
Yay.
It makes me happy to know that he was upset at the prospect of serving just 10 years. So I'm sure he was really pissed off when he found out he would die in prison.
Yes. Did he have any possibility of parole?
He does have possibility of parole, but he has to serve 70% of his time. Good. So that's life.
He'll
Plus,
hopefully die
he's not getting paroled.
Yeah.
That guy is crazy.
And he sounds really unlikable, so I think that prison's not going to be fun for him.
No, I doubt it.
And that makes me happy.
Rest in distress.
Yeah. And I hope that for some reason that friend is not able to contact him anymore.
Yeah, because like he's
That would
putting
be
money
great.
on his books and like, don't worry, bro, I'll be here whenever you get out.
Air kisses.
I'm just gonna do the kissing noise at you all the
No,
time.
don't do it.
But that is the incredible survival tale of Cassidy Poarch, and it's incredible that she survived. But I did find some court documents that after this horrific attack, I mean, the woman has been battered most of her life, right? I did see 2 arrests for possession of methamphetamine after this. So her life is still, I mean, she's just doing her best, but it's not going well for her. But I hope she gets the healing that she needs and that she gets a good support system around her and that she gets out of that town and finds something better and forgets all about this terrible incident.
Yeah. I mean, they have like funds for victims of domestic violence and things like that. So there's stuff out there for her. I hope that she finds her way to it.
Absolutely. And if you or anybody you know has ever been a victim of domestic violence, please reach out. Please talk to somebody. There is help out there. I know it might feel hopeless sometimes, but just reach out.
Yeah. All right. Well, the vibes might have been off in this story,
but the vibes are always right here with us.
And we hope to see you soon.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Bye. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off, TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.